40 responses from around the world.
This huge number of answers shows how many students around the world are worried about how online school is going. Let's look at what students feel are the main challenges in live online classes.
Our school moved all the classes online in March 2020. We use Zoom for our live online classes, but I know that other schools use other platforms, such as Google Meet, Teams, or Webex. The problems and the solutions are the same, whatever platform you use.
Here are the main challenges that learners identified: staying focused, participating actively, waiting for their turn, and taking notes. Of course, other problems have been reported, but these are the main ones.
Let's try to find solutions for these problems. We should mention that these solutions come from our own personal experience and from research.
Right. Staying focused and participating actively seem to be connected. Some people believe that online classes are less interactive than face-to-face ones, but we actually expect passive listening and note-taking in the traditional classes.
I think that's right. During the pandemic, we cannot have pair and group work face to face, but online teachers can use breakout rooms to organize teamwork. I like to get involved in these activities and talk to my classmates.
I like that too. And the teachers sometimes give us group homework, which I find interesting and creative.
Furthermore, most teachers set up activities that keep the learners on their toes. For example, quizzes, games, videos, or songs. We can stay focused if we volunteer to design some of these activities or games.
That's true, Yulia. I've become quite an expert at Kahoots. I like helping out with games. I do this for myself too, so I don't feel tempted to open a game or anything else that might distract me.
It is my experience too. I think that we have to make wise decisions about learning. You are only tricking yourself when you don't pay attention. You will still have to learn alone what you missed out on.
Actually, I read an article which said that students with a traditional mindset find it difficult to adapt. I like to think that when we choose to pay attention in live online classes, we train our brains to be modern.
Yes, who knows how long we will remain online and what jobs we will have. We need to know how to study and work online without getting distracted or exhausted.
Now let's look at another problem: note taking. To tell you the truth, I first take notes directly on my laptop. How about you, Yulia? Which do you prefer, handwriting or typing?
I find handwriting a lot easier since I can use different fonts and colors, or maybe even add small drawings to help me memorize important ideas.
My mother, who has been working online for 11 years, gave me some articles about note taking. I was surprised to discover that what you remember and how you remember the information from your live online classes differs depending on your note taking. It has been proved that typing makes you interact with ideas in a shallow way. It seems that you can even type without thinking. When taking notes by hand, you remember ideas better and you process the information at a deeper level.
Another advantage of using a pen and paper is that you can.
I think we have seen enough because it's already
Yeah,
it's already 30 minutes, so I don't want to take any more of your
yeah.
time.
Okay.
I wanted to thank Misanga for all the support and also the head teacher. They both helped a lot with the project. And have a great weekend then.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Julia
Pleasure.
and Danis. You have
Yulia?
really done a good job. Yeah, Julia.
Yes, I wanted to question how did you manage to get the other students' opinions? Like,
Yeah.
how do you,
Well, we shared them a lot, the questionnaire.
Yeah,
We
the
shared
question
it.
ah,
We got a lot of people to answer this. For example, Yanis's mother shared it on Facebook,
on
and
Facebook.
I'm pretty sure Miss Anka helped us too.
oh,
And
yes.
most of you answered it too.
And as Facebook is a universal website,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
people have found it and
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, it's a good job. Yes. Thank you very much for your presentation. Yeah, you have done a great job. Yeah. So a round of applause. Yeah. So that was an awesome job. Yeah. So, and even applauses. Yeah. Okay. So lots of applauses. Thank you very much, and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah,
Bye.
the same to
Bye.
you. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Have a
Bye-bye.
great
Bye.
weekend.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
great weekend.
Bye.
One second, please.
So do you need to share the screen?
Yes, but I can't find it.
So it's a green button there, share screen.
Just 1 second.
So the others who are listening can prepare questions to ask.
Hold on.
Yes, Ignat, any problems? Iwan. So Mike, maybe you can take the lead? Or he is the first to speak?
Yes, he's the first,
Okay.
but he's out. Oh,
Yeah, okay, so I see he, yeah, you won his back.
Yes, I'm back. I have some problems with sharing.
So, but do you see the button, the green button?
Yes, I see.
And so you can send me in chat the document and I can share it.
I'm gonna try.
may I share for him?
Yeah, okay, you won, no problems. What
Yes.
do you say? Is that okay?
Yes.
1 second, please.
Yes. So today I want to talk. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we do.
Today I want to talk about cyberbullying and the most unpleasant moments. In today's world, the internet is a defining factor of modern education. It enables to accomplish more than we think. In fact, education has become more accessible and widespread than ever before. Because of the internet, we can become students to different universities or colleges worldwide and continue to live in Moldova. But despite all the benefits and advantages that the internet has brought to students, parents, and teachers, there are some people who use it with malicious intent. As a matter of fact, bullying has existed since the dawn of time. Virtual bullying or cyberbullying has existed since the beginning of the internet. In other words, cyberbullying is a new type of bullying that takes place over digital devices like cell phones, computers, and tablets that are connected to the World Wide Web. Some researchers say that cyberbullying is more damaging than traditional in-person bullying because it can happen any moment during any day. As a consequence, cyberbullying is more hard to trace. It's also hard to control, and the victim has no idea how many people have seen the messages, the posts, and they annoy themselves thinking what others think about them. Eventually, cyberbullying can occur through SMS, text, and apps, or even also online in social medias, forums, or gaming where people can view, participate in, or share content. Moreover, cyberbullying includes sending, posting, or sharing negative, harmful, false, or mean content about someone else. It can include sharing indecent, personal, or private information about someone else, causing embarrassment, timidity, or humiliation. Some examples that are widely used by the people using threats via messaging platforms, impersonating someone, and sending mean messages to others. Due to different reasons, programs, apps, people can be bullied nonstop whenever they access or check their social accounts, their emails, their devices, or their computers. Now, with all of that said, I would like to reveal my experience related to cyberbullying and the most unpleasant moments that I encountered learning online on Zoom during the current pandemic. So during the period that we had online lessons in 2020 and 2021, there were a lot of cases where different persons joined our class and disturbed our lesson. This was happening very often, sometimes up to 3 or 4 times a day every week. So what exactly were these persons doing during the online lessons? Well, first of all, they always joined with the name of somebody from our class so that the teacher accepted them and didn't suspect anything. Once they were in, they had their ways of disturbing the lessons. Sometimes they started making different noises, randomly talking, or drawing on the whiteboard, distracting the teacher from explaining the topic of the lesson and the students and from focusing on the subject. Sometimes they started cursing or insulting the teacher, but the worst moments when they started sharing indecent photos or even videos. In these cases, the teacher had to completely close the meeting. When trying to remove them from our meeting, they will use the rename option on Zoom to change their name so the teacher wouldn't know who to remove anymore. To prevent this from happening, teachers had to set up passwords for the Zoom meeting, create waiting rooms, disable the share and rename option, and the Zoom chat. Sometimes the teacher wouldn't start the lesson until they were convinced that there are no intruders. During this period of time, it was very difficult for both the teachers to teach and for the students to actually learn something. With this cyberbullying taking place during our online classes, it was very hard for all of the students to learn and remember. So all of us had to study independently or ask the teacher in private for help with the homework. About the identity of these intruders, our teachers think that they may be students from our class that join the lesson with somebody else's name, or they are giving the Zoom meeting link to other persons outside of our school. I think that this is a serious problem, and those who are responsible for this should be punished for their actions. In conclusion, cyberbullying is not a joke. It needs to be taken seriously as it does have a lot of dangerous effects on the victim, no matter what form of cyberbullying they are receiving. These hostile actions, at the first glance, innocent and inoffensive, are seriously damaging and can affect easily us, students, our teacher, and the entire school community. Many people are known to experience depression, discouragement, desolation, desperation after they were victims of cyberbullying. In addition, it leads to self-harm. The intention of this activity is one and the same, to hurt people and bring them harm. To sum up, when a fool utters all kind of insults against you, your teacher via Zoom during your lesson without any worthwhile reasons or provocation, usually they are merely sad, empathetic, attention-seeking trolls who we all should feel sorry for. They don't deserve our anger, they deserve our pity. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Iwan. And so maybe I was not very focused. So what was the platform, or what is the platform you use during lessons?
Zoom,
Zoom.
yes,
And okay, so you had intruders in Zoom.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, so strange, because I have been using it for a long time and I haven't had any of the cases.
Yeah, it happened a lot of times during
Mhm.
this period.
Okay, so maybe if you have a paid version, then they don't do that. But if you have a free version, if you use
Yes,
a free version,
yes, our
okay,
teachers use the free version of Zoom.
yeah, okay. So because I have a paid version, and okay, so I have never had so cases.
Yeah, this is
like
what
that.
I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it's more protected when you pay. Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. So then, in order to be secure online, so you have to pay for everything. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay. So then it's not that cheap to go to school online. Okay. So good. Any other questions? You can post them in the chat. Okay. So if you have problems, if you have sound problems, so I don't know. Okay. So and oops. Okay. Can you stop sharing?
Yes. 1 second.
Yeah. Okay. So you have just done that. And the second speaker so is Mihai. Yeah, Mike. So it's cyberbullying, but
Yeah,
it's social and emotional effects. Yes. Yeah, Mike, ready?
Yes, can I start sharing?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing and you can. So, but it's Iwan's.
No.
Okay, yeah. Emotional and social effects.
Do you hear?
Yeah. Okay, now we do. Mike, are you speaking?
So I'm going to. Oh, do you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I do. I'm not sure about the rest, but I do hear you.
I'm going to speak about cyberbullying, social and emotional effects. And here I have some photos connected to my communication. All sorts of bullying are equally harmful and humiliating and have physical, emotional, and psychological effects on a child. Cyberbullying, however, could also be particularly damaging. It can occur at any time, day or night, and be perpetrated by anonymous sources for unlimited number of trials. However, of those who said they had been affected, the most common effect was to their confidence, self-esteem, and mental and emotional well-being. The actors involved in the process of cyberbullying cycle are victims, audience, and cyberbullies. On the one hand, cyberbullies can hide behind a mask of anonymity online and don't need direct physical access to their victims to do unimaginable social and emotional harm. As a matter of fact, cyberbullies are usually habitual, deceptive, toxic netizens. Digital aggressors that usually send threats, disturb family members with their concocted destructive lies. The most important question is related to the results they are looking for, bullying their victims. Some kids that were once victimized may even plot revenge and have interaction in retaliation apart from the difficulty they might get into. This approach is dangerous because it can keep them locked within the bully victim cycle. Some of them are looking for fun, others try to revenge for the situation they experienced before. The third ones are aiming to receive rewards, recognition, or acceptance from their peers. Moreover, cyberbullies usually act in a public digital space, like on social media posts, blackmailing some victims, managing their secrets. On the other hand, victims of cyberbullying often find it difficult to feel safe, out of danger and unharmed. They would rather feel vulnerable and powerless. Typically, these feelings surface because the web bullying can invade their home through a computer or telephone at any time of day. They don't have an area where they will escape. Most common emotional effects of cyberbullying are anxiety, fear, depression, low self-esteem, behavioral issues, academic struggles, and many other side effects are just of the few challenges victims may experience if they are targets of the cyberbullies. This makes cyberbullying more relentless and often more cruel, heartless, unkind, and inhuman, being also a significant stressor during a young person's life. In fact, different researches shows that up to 32% of youngsters who are targets of cyberbullying report experiencing a minimum of one symptom of stress. Additionally to feeling distressed, they also may feel embarrassed, hurt, and even fear for his or her safety. They will even blame themselves for the cyberbullying. Cyberbullying sometimes causes victims to be excluded. Consequently, they often feel alone and isolated. These experiences are often particularly painful because friends are crucial at this age. Many victims of cyberbullying will get angry about what's happening to them. Thus, anger is the most common response to cyberbullying, followed by being upset and worried. When cyberbullying is ongoing, victims may relate to the planet around them differently than others. For some, life can feel hopeless and meaningless. They may lose interest in things they once enjoyed and spend less time interacting with family and friends, and in some cases, depression and thoughts of suicide can set in. Victims of cyberbullying may succumb to anxiety, depression, and other stress-related conditions. The added stress of dealing with cyberbullying on a daily basis can steal their feelings of happiness, fulfillment, commitment, and contentment, leading to depression. Many victimized students reported feelings of sadness, powerlessness, and hopelessness. Sometimes targets of cyberbullying answer their intense feelings by harming themselves. Some might engage in self-harm, like cutting or burning themselves. Cyberbullying also increases the danger of suicide. Kids that are constantly suffering from peers through text messages, instant messaging, social media, or apps often begin to feel hopeless, with the sole thanks to relieve the pain in then ending their life. Kids being victimized by cyberbullying may lose interest toward the activities done in class. As a result, they often have much higher rates of absenteeism than non-bullied kids. They may skip school to avoid facing the youngsters cyberbullying them, or because they are embarrassed and humiliated by the messages that were shared online. Their grades can also suffer because they find it difficult to concentrate or study. And in some cases, kids may either drop out the school or lose interest in continuing their education. During the quarantine, we had online lessons via Zoom, and there have been moments when happened cyberbullying, not only targeting the students, but even the teachers. At our online lessons, someone joined with my classmates' names. Sometimes they were painting on whiteboard lewd things. Sometimes they were joking about my classmates or about teachers. They called teachers with bad words, and sometimes they were singing songs with unfit words. On behalf of me, as a student, it had been unpleasant. I felt uncomfortable, and I guess that my classmates also felt uncomfortable and were embarrassed. Once it happened that at our online lessons joined 2 or 3 persons, and they called our teacher tones with unfit words. As a result, she ended the teaching and didn't want to do lessons with my class anymore. I felt that the teacher really got angry and a little bit embarrassed. She was upset and disappointed. In my opinion, online lessons were tougher for teacher than for us students. In conclusion, we together have to learn how to handle scammers, habitual offensive, abusive offenders, perpetrators, manipulators, bullies, digital aggressors, coward, pathological liars, opportunistic users, emotional, psychological, and verbal abusers, and repetitive abusers without breaking the law. Even if they dehumanized us, shamed us, and abused us for many times, we have to understand that it could happen probably because they are or were also victims needing help. We have to document, record, take a snapshot of the online threats we have experienced done by these aggressive and abusive people who took advantage of us, used us, and abused us. And don't hesitate to report them to the right people: our parents, our friends, our teachers, psychologists, police officer, or local public administration. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Mike. So why do you think it was easier for you than for teachers?
Yes,
Okay,
that's true.
but why?
Why it was harder for teachers?
Yeah, no, okay. Why it was tougher for teachers than students? So
I
what?
don't know exactly, but I guess because there were more cases when cyberbullies entered our meeting Zoom, and their targets were teacher, not students, but teachers.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why. So, and it's easy for you to deal with those cases than teachers.
Yes.
Okay, so you consider yourselves more digitally literate. Okay. So does anybody have any questions to the two presenters, Yvonne and Mike? Any questions? Yanis?
I'd have one.
Okay. Yeah.
So when have you experienced these personally, or I mean, I actually have two questions. Did you experience these cyberbullying cases on your own ever?
Yes, once it happened that the bullies entered the meeting with my name, and they started to do bad things there.
And oh God, I forgot my second question.
Okay, so that happens.
Okay.
Online, especially. Yeah. Okay. So any other questions? No? So maybe others can share their experience of being bullied online. So Yanis, have you ever been bullied online?
Yeah, but not many times. I mean, it hasn't happened to me in Zoom meetings. I was actually pretty surprised by the fact that it happened to them, because to me it never happened, and I don't think it ever will, you know. And that's why I was so surprised.
Okay. So yeah. So do you think that we discussed a bit earlier? Do you think that it depends on if you have the pro version or the free version of Zoom?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay. Do you think that this bullying or these unpleasant cases happen only if you have a free version, or even when you
no,
have the
even if a bot version, it can be really I think it can be easily exploited in both ways.
Okay, so it doesn't depend much. Yeah. Okay. So, but I have never had cases of bullying, and I have a pro version. Okay. So good. Any other questions? No. So then, thank you very much, boys, for sharing. Yeah. So you have proven very good knowledge.
Thank you very much for
on the
listening.
topic. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So it was our pleasure. Yes, awesome job. It's good. Have a nice rest of the day and nice weekend. Then.
Have a nice day too. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Have a nice day too, and a nice weekend.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye-bye.